And we are back. It's your man, Odell, a.k.a. Artbyodell, and we are joined by my special guest. Let me just talk about him real quick, right? So, man that hails from like East Texas.
East Texas.
East Texas. I talk about how I came from, a little place in Oklahoma. But a brother who I met years ago, just...
I did not know you from Oklahoma until you said that a second ago. I did not know
you know from
Oklahoma. I don't know why I thought you were from here. Oklahoma.
I'm from Oklahoma, man. I'm from Oklahoma, brother.
OKC.
Yes, OKC.
Yeah.
And so a brother who I met actually was funny years ago online, I think just talking about music and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And one thing I like about Will, as we go into it, is he's somebody who he's definitely he's a doer. You know what I'm saying? Because when I met him, I was like, thinking out of a comment about artists, and I was like, man, it'd be great to have him here. You're like, you know what? It is a great idea. I think I want to do it. And I was like, well, if you do it, I want to interview the artist. He was like, let's do this.
Let's do it.
I mean, so, didn't know this brother from a can of paint, right? Like that was just his energy. Like the energy that he has on his videos and in person, like it just transmits, right? So anyway, met this brother and we collaborated on some things, and it just like, man, a lot in common. It's a cool cat, someone I just hung around with. We see every so often. I mean, came to my birthday party a couple of years ago.
I did, yeah.
Just on a humble, right?
Here. It was right up the street.
Yeah, right up the street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, came to the birthday party. But what I'm trying to say, though, is that it's someone who I hadn't seen for a while, it's just, working and whatnot. But then next thing I know, I started seeing all these videos. I saw him traveling. I see him in different places, and I see him in Peru and all this kind of. I was like, whoa, he's really doing this thing. So basically, he took his personality, his creativity, his hard work, and said, you know what, I know I've been doing these things for companies and doing for other things. I'm really going to fully invest in myself, and he created Adventures by Will. And
Adventures of Will.
Adventures of Will.
Yep,
Let me correct that. Adventures of Will. And I know he started off at one point, which I don't even know if you were actually doing the business, but you would just take people up to like the wineries.
Yeah, I would take do like a free trip, like a waterfall hike.
Right,
tour.
right.
Like, I like nature. Let's see somebody go hiking with me.
Exactly.
And then like 20 people showed up. I'm like, okay.
You're like, this is the thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, let's do some other stuff.
Yeah.
I did a wine tour that went off well, and I was like, okay, this could be something.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing as we just go into it. I mean, because a lot of times, once again, I tell people, I say, like, you got to quit waiting or quit acting like something has to validate you to do it on a good level. Like you just said, hey, you know what? I want to get some good people together and have a good time, right? You did not know that was prepping you to go on to be a full-time video travel blogger type thing.
No, not at all.
Right. You were focusing on the experience.
Yes, exactly.
Right, right. And so talk about that because so you just say, okay, I want to get a couple people together, go to a winery, and the next thing you know, 20 people show up. Now you're kind of, even though I know you have the personality, you're ready to kind of vibe, but you're like, well, wait a minute, I just was trying to.
I just seen somebody want to, 2 or 3 people want to just hang out, just hike, go see some waterfalls. But yeah, man, it actually started out before then. Like I wrote a blog post called "Traveling Isn't Expensive if You're Doing It Wrong."
Okay.
And a lot of people read it. Maybe like 400,000 people read it. It went viral.
Okay.
And that's how people started to follow me. Knew I do travel. So kind of like, I grew up in East Texas, a small town named Douglasville, Texas, booming population of 229. And I took my country skills of hiking and going through the forest, fishing and stuff like that.
Right.
I was like, these city folks need to know about this.
Okay.
So they need to know about this country lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I wrote the blog post. Blog post, did well. More people started to follow me, and I was like, let's see if I have any people that want to go on a trip to North Georgia. That's something that's close. Because my philosophy about traveling isn't expensive. You're doing it wrong, meaning like it doesn't matter. You don't have to go around the world to get travel. You can travel in your backyard, which North Georgia has a lot of beautiful mountains, wine vineyards, and things for people to enjoy that won't break the bank. Okay. So I was like, let's do a waterfall hiking tour. People was like, hey, I'm down. Yeah. Like 25 people showed up. I was like, okay, let's do something else. And then I said, I like wine. I like drinking wine. When did somebody come on a wine tour? And it was like 16 women booked the ticket. I'm like, okay.
That's Will right there,
This is something. Okay, let's do it again. So I've had like 6 or 7 wine tours. Yeah. I've taken people, I have 2 events where I have Nature Healing Retreat, which is a retreat where I take people into Costa Rica, Mexico, get into nature, hiking through rainforests, jungles, things like that, seeing panthers. I took a group to last year.
Seeing panthers.
A panther, it was in the rainforest. We're in the middle of the rainforest. And a panther like ran through, man. It was crazy. I think he was more shocked than we were. So I take
the real Wakanda. Huh?
Exactly. I take black people into nature and submerge them into nature to to connect more,
Yeah,
because life is so short.
Yeah.
Where, all this hustle and bustle, sitting in traffic, going to a 9 to 5 that some people may not even like. I'm like, man, get out and experience the world, meet new people, and then also you get so many ideas that you can bring back here and implement.
Yeah.
So
let's just talk about that real quick. No, because once again, it started organically, right? And you were focused on just the experience, and I think that's the reason. Because a lot of times, people. They see things right, and they want to create. They want this to go viral, right? They just want to go, So they're just trying to do things with the
to go viral. I was just like, shoot. I was like, man, y'all, let's go here. Let's go to Denver.
Yeah. They're trying to do all kinds of the bells and whistles, but you were like really like, okay, let me create this experience, and I think that's what's showing through in the videos and whatnot.
Thank you,
right?
man.
Is people are like
people love they say, hey man, I love your attitude. I'm always positive.
Right.
You know what's so funny? People who watch my videos and people are local here and they meet me out because now my videos they're doing really well.
Right.
And they're like, man, we didn't think you'd be just like this in public. I'm like, bro, I'm like this 24/7.
Yeah, they thought it was an act. They thought it was
this is just me.
They thought it was
because I love positivity. I love being happy.
Right.
Why be mad?
Well, and that's the thing about it too is always you've always had a great spirit.
Thank you.
Right, and have that good energy because once contagious, right? Like so, the thing is that a lot of times people want to have followers, right? Or they just want to have people to check them out or check the things out, but there's no nothing contagious about them, right? There's nothing being emitted, and like I said to me when I saw that you was traveling and had groups with you and things like that. I immediately said to myself, it makes sense, right? It makes sense because Will is someone who is going to play host. He's going to make sure that everything is cool. He's going to make sure everything
Make sure everybody having a good time.
Make sure everybody having a good time. Make sure, when I think the only time I've seen you kind of like chill and take a back seat was when I had my birthday thing because I was trying to do the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, I'm chill, enjoying myself.
But at the same time, you were like, hey, let me walk around and meet people. Let me have a good time and stuff like that. And that's being transmitted. So you talk about people are doing it wrong. And I know even one of your mantras, I think on your mission is like, starting in your backyard.
Starting in your backyard, exactly.
Talk a little bit about the fact, because I think now what's happened is, Instagram's a great thing, but, now it's like, people are like, if you ain't going to the Maldives, or you ain't going here, you ain't traveling, bro. Like,
That's
what I'm saying? As opposed to like, but you might only be able to go to Nashville. There's some cool things to do in Nashville.
Fun. Exactly.
Talk about
that's my whole entire mission. Like travel shaming. There's some travel shaming where people are like, hey, I'm in the Maldives or I'm in Antarctica and stuff like that. And which is great that people can afford to go those places, but I want to have a more authentic way to travel. Like for me, I can go anywhere and have a great time.
Right.
And the reason why, one of my favorite countries to go to is Mexico, which is basically down the street. And here's the reason why, because Mexico is so, it's politicized so much, so many people are talking about it, the media,
Right.
A lot of people's president tells people to stay out of Mexico.
Right.
And then you go as a black person, as a black man going to Mexico, you're treated like a king. And the people are so happy to see another person of color there. I've been through like Tulum, Playa, Cancun, north of Mexico City. I've camped in the middle of the mountains and people are like, wow, give me a hug. It's all love. I'm like, what? I was like, what in the hell am I doing in America?
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't feel like that walking down the street. Bro say, what's up?
Yeah,
but in Mexico, women are coming around, take a picture with my daughter, take a picture with my son. I'm like, it's crazy. So what I want people to do is to start out traveling in your backyard. If you can't afford to travel to Peru or something like that.
Right.
But at least, find some of the cool things to do, because there's great things to do in North Georgia, North Carolina, California. I just went to Canada 2.5 weeks ago.
Vancouver.
Man, Vancouver is like a hidden gem. Well, it's big. It's not hidden, but it's like a gem. A lot of people don't go to Vancouver.
I got to get there. I got some friends in Vancouver too. It's funny when I saw you posting all those pictures. I was like, man, and my friends in Vancouver they keep saying, "Odell, you got to get over here. You got to get to Vancouver." And then next time I go to Seattle, because you can just drive from Seattle.
Just drive. It's like an hour or so.
Yeah, it's like an hour or so from Seattle. Man, that's just that hidden gem. That is so true because the travel shaming, man, that is a big thing.
It is a big thing. And in my thing, I've been around all different types of travelers, people who have a huge following. I'm like, it's not about that. It's about the culture, meeting the people, learning, trying the food. And my thing is like, I make videos because I want people to see what I'm doing, I have so many people, black families who looked at my videos like, man, I trust going to Mexico now because I've seen you have so much fun. So I'm like, wow, this is why I do this. I didn't do this to be famous or anything.
Right.
I did it just to share with the world.
Right. You actually, like I said, you are just showcasing you.
Just showcasing me.
And that's the thing about it too is once again we talk about how like people want to go from here to here without going here. Like the same way you're having fun in Tulum, which is a fun place, right? You were doing that in North Georgia.
Or North Georgia.
Right, yeah, because a lot of people think, too, like you can't just turn it on and off, right? If you can't even go up the street and have a good time, it doesn't matter if you're in Paris.
No matter where you go. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
And it's all about, being around good people. Sometimes people are into solo traveling.
Yeah.
I like solo traveling, and then I also like group travel as well.
Right. And, we're going to take a quick break, because I want to talk about that. We want to talk about kind of the whole group travel versus the solo travel, because there's benefits of both.
Yep, that's totally right.
And we're also going to talk about just some of these myths about traveling and how you need to get started. And also, too, like I was saying in my intro, is that, like with anything, right, people see all the fun and they see all the videos, but it's a lot of work, too. I mean, you still got work, and there's a lot of work alone time, right? You collaborate with a lot of people, but there's a lot of alone time editing. There's a lot of alone time.
How would you know all this? Maybe because you're doing it right now. Yeah, it's a lot, man.
I kind of know about that. I think all the people in the room, we kind of know about that. So
it's a lot of work.
Unfortunately, sometimes when people just see the end result, they just see all the fun stuff. They don't see just you by yourself. But let me stop. I'm going to go through the whole thing, man.
Cool.
This is Odell from Odell's Roundtable. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
All right.